The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the March 20th. No, it's not March 20th. It's the March 21st. Fantastic Friday edition of today's opening bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that's what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is the tool I call Destroy Your Disempowering Belief. You know, I had a very nice conversation with a fellow Tiger yesterday, and that conversation took me down memory lane from nearly 30 years ago because he asked, how did I develop my positive, inspired life stories? Well, truth is, it all began at an IBM-sponsored Harvard Business School course where I learned that the most important thing that you and I, that we can do to achieve our goals is to make sure that as soon as we set them, we immediately take action to create momentum. In fact, the most important rules that I ever adopted to help me in achieving my goals were those I learned from a very successful man who taught me to first write down the goal and then never leave the sight of setting that goal without first taking some form of positive action towards attaining that. Think about that, folks. Now, that man's name, his name was Earl Schoaf. And he was a teacher of Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn was a teacher of Anthony Robbins. It happened to, in fact, last evening I happened to catch the end of the movie Zero Dark 30. Don't know if you've seen that movie. Great movie. I recommend seeing it. It's it's a depiction of the true story of the capture of Osama bin Laden. Now, I don't know if this specific scene depicted in the movie was true or not, but on the flight over to OBL's compound in Pakistan, one of the SEALs had his personal headphone gear on, you know, as if he was listening to music or what have you. And the leader of the mission said, "Hey, what are you listening to?" Soldier smiled and said to him, "I'm listening to Anthony Robbins. I've got plans for my life when I'm done here." Just simply made me smile. You know, Earl Schoaf, he also taught me this life lesson. When you temporarily run aground, remember that there are no failures in life. There are only results. Something to think about. Consider this thought process. In fact, write this down as I did so many years ago. Write this down, folks. This is a good one. Success is a result of good judgment. Good judgment is a result of experience. And guess what? Experience is often the result of what? Of bad judgments. That's right. So write this down. Success is a result of good judgment. Good judgment is a result of experience, and experience is often the result of bad judgment. That, my friends, that is the circle of life, and one that we should share with all. So let's begin our day by putting ourselves into a peak physical state. How about that? State out here, you know, stand up or put your shoulders back, taking a deep breath out there, and imagine that each morning you begin your day by saying out loud, say this: here's an opportunity for me to celebrate like never before with my own power and my own ability to get myself to do whatever it is I believe is necessary. Folks, this is so important because you and I, we will act consistently with our view of who we truly are. It is the meeting of preparation with opportunity that generates the offspring that most call luck. Well, each day can be your lucky day. Whose lucky day is going to be today? Let's go check out these markets here. Right now, we've got the Dow futures up 31 points. They're trading out at 16,296. S&P futures, they're up 5, trading at 1871. NASDAQ futures up about 11 points, trading at 3702. Russell 2000 up. King dollar back about 3 pennies right now. Not a lot of move in the soft currency market out here. Hard currency, we got Goldilocks up $8, trading out at $13.38. Silver up a penny, trading at $20.44. Light sweet crude up 40 cents, trading out at $99.30. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. If you give me a call, I would be happy to speak to you, help you out however I possibly can. A quick peek around the globe here. Flat markets over in Europe right now. The DAX is up 8 points. The FTSE is up 1 over in Asia last night. The Nikkei down 240 points. The Hang Seng up 250 and the Shanghai up 57. So let's begin our day by taking a look at the 120-minute chart here for the S&P futures contract, the ES Mini. It's trading out right now at 18.71 and a quarter. If you're watching us on TigerTV, what you see here is a yellow shaded colored box out here. That is a consolidation pattern. We are looking at a nice 49, we'll call it a 50-point move, 50-point consolidation inside of the ES Mini. That says, if in fact the ES Mini can break above the highs being, about 1874. 1874, in fact, the ES Mini, let me switch over to a different chart that I can take a look at. Yeah, 1875. Let's just call it 1875. If we see a break above 1875, we're going to see a breakout to approximately 1923. Now, that would be the minimum measured move of this consolidation pattern. Now, at this stage here, as we were coming on to the, what time was it? Let me, give me... 6 o'clock this morning, we saw the ES Mini actually move towards or in the overbought condition. We've seen the market just kind of move sideways here for a couple hours. So that's positive. That's actually bullish to work off that condition. Again, it's a 120-minute time frame that we are taking a look at. Now, like any consolidation pattern, we're up at resistance. What does that mean? That means if, in fact, we can't see the market move up from here, we'll see some type of retracement. That retracement can always be as deep as going back to the bottom of the consolidation pattern out here. Now, the last time up here, the last time actually up into this area here was back at 12 noon on March the 11th, and couldn't bust it up. What did it do? Went ahead and went all the way back down to the bottom of the consolidation pattern. So this is a key level, key area for us to be watching. Again, that upside, 1875. That's the number, in my opinion, that we want to be watching all day long. Because if at the close today, the S&P futures are trading above 1875, we're going to have our first indication of a breakout of this consolidation. How quickly the 50 points will be made up, I'm not sure of that, but that's just the small consolidation pattern, quite frankly, because there's a larger consolidation pattern. The larger consolidation rears its head right here in the daily contract. That daily contract shows a 112-point consolidation. Of course, that one projects a high of 1957. Let me go back. What did this one here project? 1957. This one says 1923. There you go. So that'll be a heck of a breakout if we see it. It's going to have to happen here on the 120-minute chart first. So that's what's going on inside the S&P futures out there in the pre-markets here. If we take a quick peek, I want to talk about something taking a jump. The ticker symbol's ECYT. Let's go take a look at its stock chart out here. It is Endocyte, I believe, is the name of the company. They closed at $14.64. Last trade here fired off at $35.75 out here. Looks like they've solved something out here. They have definitely solved something. What is the some type of study, some type of phase 2 study out here? Closed at $14.64, trade out at $35. That is a nice $20 jump out here. So that's going to be at all-time highs, and that is one heck of a gap. That is going to be one heck of a gap up out here. So that's the big mover inside the market to the upside. To the downside right now, what we've got is Nike. NKE is the ticker symbol. They closed at $79.27. Let's go check them out, see where they're trading down into. Not too bad. A couple of bucks to the downside. See if there's any kind of damage in Just Do It Nike. NKE, again, is the ticker symbol. Last trade fired up at $77. Looks like, give me a moment here to pull this back, because this chart does not look like it's been refreshed or updated, so give me a moment to do that. They closed out yesterday at $79.27. There we go. They're going to trade down. Well, it looks like they might open up at about $77. Really not too much damage at all inside of the Nike chart out here. So Nike trading at its all-time highs as well. Let's put this on a weekly chart. So time. Weekly out here. If Nike today, so it's got this resistance out here. You can see this big bearish engulfing candle on the weekly trading session here, the week of December 13th. That high is $80.26. Now, the volume up there is, for the week, is 20 million shares out here. Through yesterday, it's done 17 million. So Nike could actually, if it can close today above resistance, again, that price being $80.26, it's going to move down this morning at the open here at about $77. But if, in fact, it could push higher, if the market decides to go ahead and break out to the upside out here, that could form a very large A to B equals CD to the upside here for Nike, because it'll likely have the volume in it. The question is, does it have enough oomph? Does it have enough price pressure to push higher? Let's go to Victor in Paramus, New Jersey. Victor, thanks for calling. How you doing this morning?
Yeah, how you doing? I just meant to tell you, Nike, my son works for them. All they do is cut back their hours to make their numbers, too. But I'm looking at BP. It gapped down. Is it going to close that gap?
Well, I see a number of gaps within inside BP, so, I don't know if a lot of this is...
See the volume?
Yeah, I do. I see that. Yeah, I don't know how much of this... stock chart that we're looking at here is currency-related transactions. When you see gaps like this, it's got to be a bunch of currency conversions that is out here, and that makes it a little bit more difficult to really navigate the gaps, Victor. I would be paying attention more like you are with regard to volume out here. Mm-hmm. As far as where it's trading right now, if I take a quick peek, let me see what it's doing here this morning if I type it in, BP. So I think the gaps on BP are not anything to really focus on. It's traded right now at 46.39, so it looks like it's going to come down and maybe test out this little sign of strength out here, which was on October 29th, maybe the $45.20 to $46 level. Hope that helps you out.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com.
patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow futures up 46 points right now. S&P futures up, trading out at 1872. Remember that number, 1875, is key. Could be a turn back area out here. Now, the other chart that really is worth paying attention to, as always, is the Euro-Japanese yen. And we were looking at the 120-minute chart as we kicked off the show this morning of the ES Mini. Let's look at the 120-minute chart here for the Euro-Japanese yen. Now, what you're going to see here is you're also going to see a consolidating pattern. How about that? So you see a consolidating pattern in the currency pair. You see a consolidating pattern inside of the market as well. That tells you about the correlation here. So which one is more important? Which one is the more telling signal? It's going to be the currency pair. So the currency pair is going to drive the markets out here. If we take a look at that consolidation pattern, I'll just draw a yellow box on my screen out here. We can see that this morning the bottom of that consolidation pattern was tested in the Euro-Japanese yen. That level being here 140.438 out there. So that level was tested. Now on the 120-minute chart, neither overbought nor oversold. So it's got the freedom to run to whichever side that it wants to. The key is going to be not just the break of the consolidation box inside the S&P futures. The real key is going to be which way is this going to break. Now, consolidations, and this is where you get a little bit of divergence. Consolidations typically break in the direction of where they have come from. In this case here, the consolidation of the Euro-Japanese yen, you can see because consolidation came from the highs out here. Hasn't broken through there, and from a bullish standpoint, what you want to see is you want to see a break of the top portion of this. If we do, that's going to be the fuel that's needed in order to make that move that we took a look at inside the daily chart of the ES Mini. That was, again, about 112-point consolidation move to the upside, giving you a projection of 1957 out there. Boy, we're starting to get pretty close to that 2350 ultimate outcome target there for the S&P. In any event, one thing at a time. So that's what we want to be paying attention to, or at least those are two things that we want to be paying attention to, in my opinion, when we take a look at what's going on in today's action out here. Let's go take a look at some of the other charts. Let's go see what's going on inside of Goldilocks and silver. Right now, gold trading out at $1339.70. Gold showing some pretty strong support at that $1320 level out here. Nice looking candle as we speak right now, priced back above the 200-day exponential moving average. I'd say it's pretty important for it to close the day above that level, which is at 1331.90 or 1339.70. So we'll see if Goldilocks has some energy in it to, and if we take a look at retracements, what was the retracement here? Let's go take a look at it. Let's look at the retracement coming off of this little swing point back here on the trading session of January 31st. So it's still just a little bit below a 0.382 retracement from there. Of course, if we go all the way back down to the swing point low, which is really where we should begin, December 31st, to the high that was put in here. If, in fact, 1320 becomes the low out here, and it's a possibility, we need to see more, in my opinion, we need some more energy in it. But if that becomes the low, what I want you to pay attention to is this. I want you to notice how from the low of December 31st to the high that was put in here, that key reversal session that was put in on March 17th, what I want you to notice is the 0.382 retracement level, which is 1311, was not hit. If it only does a less than a 0.382 retracement, and that is the move, man, Goldilocks has got some huge moves to the upside that will be coming. It's going to need a little bit more proof for me in order to prove that that is the case out here, but that's one of the outcomes that we'll be focused on and paying attention to. If we take a look at silver, you may recall silver yesterday was trading into the consolidation box, so it finally came back and it tested that area. You can see it closed slightly inside there. It's trading right now at the top of that consolidation box, about $20.50. It is important for silver to close above that high. I'd have to say above right where we're at right now is fine. $20.43. If it closes back inside there, it sets up probably a pullback to $19.65, and I'd almost have to say more likely a pullback to the $19 area, the bottom of that consolidation box. That would be potentially a nice buy in of silver. Let's take a look at light sweet crude here. Light sweet crude is trading up about 33 cents here right now. Light sweet crude may, in fact, if it can take out the lows here, the $97.37 mark, if it can do that with more than 226,000 contracts, that would be very bearish, and that would set up a large A to B equals CD to the downside. You say, how large, Steve-O? I'm glad you asked me that question. I will tell you it'll do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD, but the 1-to-1 would take it down about $92.96. Hasn't confirmed that pattern here as we speak. When we get back, let's go see how these markets are going to open. Well, we know they're going to pop. The question is, are they going to drop or are they going to break out? I don't know what the answer is. I do know, though, we've got the lines drawn in the sand to be able to help us identify what that next move is. 877-927-6648. Be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Andy Hecht will be hosting his first paid workshop on TFNN, the Techno-Mental Trading Method, which is taking place Friday, March 28th from noon till 3:30 Eastern Time. Relying on his decades of experience as a professional commodities trader for some of the largest and most well-respected firms in the business, Andy will be teaching for 3 full hours discussing the application of the technomentals he uses when trading commodities, futures, inter and intra-commodity spreads, commodity-related stocks, ETFs and ETNs, and related options, and much more. You'll receive an added bonus of a quick reference guide that Andy has put together for everyone that attends that breaks down the U.S. traded commodity-based ETF and ETN products available to you as a trader. The Techno-Mental Trading Method, Friday, March 28th from noon till 3:30 Eastern Time. This workshop will be archived so that if you can't attend live, you can view it whenever you'd like on demand for 30 days. For all the details and to reserve your spot today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the diagnostic box spread analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. We got the Dow up 77 points, trade out at 16,409. S&P up 9, trade at 1881. Composite up 21 points, trade out at 43.40. Russell 2000 up 5 points, trade out at 12.04. Apple up $1.55. Microsoft up 55 cents right now. Google up $6 and change. Leading the charge, the upside is Endocyte. We talked about that, up a nice 110% out here, up $16. Priceline joining in the fray, up $13. Google up 7. Lin Media, LIN is a ticker symbol. They're up 30% here this morning. Is there a buyout or something going on there? That's up $6 and change out here. Yeah, the merger deal out there, so that makes sense. Intermune, ITMN, that's up a nice 15% here this morning. ANN Inc., ANN is the ticker symbol. What is ANN? What is that? What's the, who is that? Okay, Ann Taylor. I knew it. Did you know? It's just I don't shop there. But they're up a nice 13% here this morning. What is behind that news out here? I don't see anything there. Nexstar Broadcast, NXST, that's up 10% here this morning. United Technologies, UTX, that's up 3%. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals up about $4 out here. To the downside, we've got Symantec. On my chart here right now, I've also got the ES Mini. It's trading right now to 1876.20, right around the 1876 area. Remember, 1875 is really your resistance area. Now, the top of the box is 1874. I want to see it close above, especially on this 120-minute chart. I want to see it close above 1875 out there. Why? Because that'll set up a run to 1923 inside of the marketplace out here. So far, all things look pretty good, but it's up against some pretty stiff resistance. Now, to the downside, you got Symantec Corp. It's off 11%, down $2 and change out here. We've got the Nike is off $2. You've got what this partner near PRE is the ticker symbol. They're off 241. That's down about 2.5%. You've got Intercloud Systems down 19%. So that's the biggest real percentage loser out here. ICLD is the ticker symbol. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks here that are popping and dropping. So ICLD. Let's go see what that is. Where did it go? ICLD down 20% here this morning with some volume behind the move. It looks like this is not worth looking at here. 80,000 shares, 70,000 shares back on November the 11th. So we'll just cancel that one from our look-see. Let's go take a look at some of these See, someone in a den saying the New York Stock Exchange is the strongest. So let me come over here because that's one of the wild cards out there in the marketplace. Yesterday, New York Stock Exchange was up in dollars, about 40 points, and it was down with it had net net declining issues yesterday. But today, this is a bullish breakout. Let me go pull up my spreadsheet so I can give us the number here because this is the key. This is truly the key. 13. I've got the 1314 is the actual number. We need to see net advancing issues of 1314 or more today to confirm, to be another confirmation of a bullish breakout here. And right now you're at 1670. So put that one on your sheet of paper out there because if we see that, then the initiation move that took place inside the VIX index on Monday, this initiation move that took place on Monday has formed other significant lows. The New York Stock Exchange on Monday also had confirmed that move, and then we saw or maybe it was Tuesday when it confirmed that move, and then on Wednesday out there, as a result of the way the market responded to Janet Yellen's comments, it actually took the oscillator back below zero. But, you get above 1314 to 1314, you get the net advancing issues, and the market's moving topside, folks. It just really doesn't get much more simple than that out here. We've got a lot of time left in the trading session. We've really only been open for about 8 minutes out here. So we know what the key levels for us to be paying attention to, at least in my opinion. We know what the key levels for us to be paying attention to inside the market. And right now you got the ES Mini still struggling at that 1875 level. You're at 1874.50. Strong resistance point up there, and that's what it needs to break above in order for this market to truly break out topside. So an interesting market, good market out here. Let's take a look at some of these other stocks, though, that are moving in the marketplace out here. Let me go back to one of my tabs. Let's go take a look at Lin. Well, I don't want to take a Lin Media. Let's go take a look at ANN. ANN is the ticker symbol. That is up nicely this morning here. It's up 15%. Boy, with some nice volume behind it. And I apologize, I don't see the news. There must be something going on out there. I don't know if it's an IPO. I'm not an IPO. I don't know if it's some type of buyout out here, but there should be something. I don't see any earnings out here. So I don't know what it is, but needless to say, let's go take a look and see where it's trading into. Is this all-time highs? Let's put this back on a monthly chart out here. Monthly chart shows no, it's not. It's going to run into, it's got some natural resistance from a swing point bearish engulfing candle back in October of 2006, so it's nearing its all-time highs, which is $45.15. Volume up on that monthly bar, 40 million shares. You're into it here this month with only 17 million shares, so light volume, but, just a resistance area of that little bear sash, pretty big bear sash candle out here. Now, the positive on this for the month is right now it's taking out a swing point of a potential A to B equals CD to the upside. That is the September 30th, 2012 swing point. That has 20 million shares. As I said, right now, through yesterday, we were at about 17 million shares inside of Ann, which would be Ann Taylor out there. Let's take a look at, let me see what else we've got that is moving percentage-wise. Nexstar Broadcasting, NXST, is the ticker symbol. They're having a nice percentage move to the upside, NXST. That is up about 10% here this morning. This is off of a bottom. So let's go check this out. Off of a bottom here. It's got some pretty good volume. Is this an island reversal? Let me see. Well, this may qualify. Let's see. What's the low there? 35.88. What was the high yesterday? 35. No, it's not an island. Not an island bottom. In any event, this thing is certainly off the bottom. Looks like a little sign of strength here. Today, 175,000 shares so far. Made a low with 1.3 million shares. So it's got some pretty good juice. Got some pretty good volume in it. Should run into some natural sellers out here in the price range of about $42.06 to maybe $49. So that's going to be its resistance area that it needs to be able to clear. That is on Nexstar Broadcasting. To the downside, as I mentioned, Netflix. I did mention Netflix. Netflix now leading the charge here to the downside. Let's go see what Netflix is actually doing. NFLX is the ticker symbol. See if there's any kind of, nothing really large to report there, so not a big deal when we take a look at Netflix. Let's go look at some of the stocks here inside of our core area. Let's just go see what we've got going on out here. In fact, I want to take a look at Intel. So let's look at Intel here because the stocks yesterday truly moving up with some nice volume behind the semiconductor index. Let me take this Nike chart here. Let's just clean it up all together. So Nike here, not Nike, the Intel. Intel's got some resistance right here at the gap down. Let's put this red line across there. That is this gap down I'm referring to. Takes us back to the trading session of January 17th. The swing point there, or the gap down point, is 25.25 is the low. The high is 25.86. Yesterday, pushing into that area, closing inside that area, doing it with 36 million shares, which, not too bad. Volume-wise, however, it's going in 112 million shares. So you've got a bunch of natural sellers right now inside of Intel. Boy, if Intel could really get some legs here, it would take that semiconductor index much, much higher than it is. So right now at this stage, Intel running into those natural sellers out there. If we take a look at J.P. Morgan, and we had the financials that were on fire yesterday. J.P. Morgan right now trading out at $60.16. It did close above a swing point out here, a resistance area. We'll see if that becomes, if old resistance becomes new support. And that's at a price point of $59.82. 21 million shares. That was January 16th. It traded into that area on the trading session of March 7th with 18 million shares. So you got 16, you got 21, you got 18 million, and then yesterday you were up over that with 33 million shares. So if this is going to be a breakout inside J.P. Morgan, that level being 59.82 should in fact hold out there. And we'll see. Let's go take a look at, so you can see here in the ES Mini, at least I can see on my screen, that 1875, as I said earlier, just some stiff resistance. You're trading now back down at 1873 out there. So we know price is trying to pierce through there. Let's take a look at ExxonMobil, see what it is doing out here. We'll also go take a look at Visa. With Visa and Exxon being large holdings either in the S&P or the Dow. Out here in the case of Visa, right now you've got ExxonMobil trading up with about 6 million shares in, so it's got some really good volume here. That means that ExxonMobil is going to go try to take on this resistance area that was created back here on January 23rd, about 15 million shares. A little bit of a gap down. The volume was, just so-so. Last time that ExxonMobil was pushing up into it was pushing in with volume, but couldn't overtake that line of resistance. It was pushing in there on February 24th, so it's going to get another shot to try the 97.25-ish type range out here, or it should. It's trading right now at 95.55. Visa has been struggling. Let's go see what it did yesterday. Haven't taken a look at it. V is the ticker symbol, So number one waiting inside the Dow really did not do much here yesterday. 2 days ago, it tried to move up into that resistance level. That was on March 19th. 1.9 million shares going into resistance of 4 million shares. Not enough. Big, strong resistance area for Visa out there. Let's see what else do we have out here. Let's take a look at Google, I don't see much going on there. Apple, sideways day, I don't see much going on there. Priceline, I don't see much going on there. Tesla, really not doing too much. Tesla's one that we want to certainly keep an eye on. Why do we want to keep an eye on it? Well, because Tesla could, in fact, at its all-time highs, still form that island reversal. It would need to see a gap down at some point here below 228.45. And if we see that, folks, if we do see an island reversal, I don't know what the short interest is in Tesla. I think it's pretty high, but at that stage, if we see a gap down, I'm going to say that those shorties are on then the right side of the trade out here. But at this stage, that is kind of suspect. Let's take a look here at the currency pairs. Let's go see what we have going on out here with the Queen and the King. Where's my, here we go, take a look at the euro. Now, we're almost to finish out going to obviously finish out the week. Let's go pull up a weekly chart here for the euro to see what it is doing. So we've got the weekly chart on my screen right now, and the weekly chart shows that it is trying to fight off the old resistance line, which should become new support. So you're looking, the euro is trying to get above, trying to close above 1.3831. You're trading right now at 1.3799 out there. That is the horizontal resistance, which should be new support that was set up back on the week of October 25th out here. It's also running into that trend line. That's the black diagonal line on my screen. So it broke out of a trend. It broke out of certainly a descending price channel out here, but right now it's taking on the trend line. So remember, when you break above a trend line, when you break above a channel line, what oftentimes is going to happen, you want price to come back and test it. Right now, that's what the Euro-US dollar is really doing on a weekly basis. So from a bullish standpoint, you'd like to see it close above that old resistance level, that October 25th high, right around the dollar point, 1.3831. But we might be able to give it a little bit of room out here. Sometimes those support resistance lines, you can move up and down a little bit out here. So right now, the euro on a weekly basis is actually just kind of doing what it is supposed to be doing out here. Let's go take a look at the Great British Pound. Let's go see how it's behaving. Remember, the Great British Pound here had broken out. This is the daily chart. Let me put up the weekly chart here first. So the Great British Pound having so this is okay. So this is a better looking chart to take a look at than the daily, in my opinion. Well, certainly weekly has more meaning than daily. So here is the weekly chart for the Great British Pound. We can see that it broke out finally with wide price spread that occurred during the week of February 14th, 2014. The black horizontal line going across my screen, that's your resistance area out here. Well, that resistance area was broken. So what does it do? Well, the week of February 14th, it breaks out above that. This is the first time coming back and testing it. Now, for a period of a month and a half, 2 months or what have you, where the Great British Pound was trying to bust through that level, it was unable to do that. Now it's come back for the first time, and it's testing that area. So if this is going to be a real break, that level, which is right around the price point of 1.645, will hold. You trade at 165 right now. If it holds that area, the long trades on the Great British Pound would look pretty good. Now, back to the daily chart out here. I think there was a rising price channel and a rising price channel that we saw, but which price has broken through that on the daily chart out here. But the weekly chart is the one that's really got the priority. Right now, we've got the Dow up about 80 points. The S&P is up 10. If we go back and take a quick peek here at the ES Mini, it is still holding into that resistance level, 1875. That's the key level to look at. Hey, that Euro-Japanese yen, that's on the move north. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com. Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land, a bag of pearls. The king promised that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find with these 3 conditions. 1, choose only 1 pearl. 2, remove 1 pearl at a time, accept or reject it. And 3, if rejected, it would be lost forever. She began by looking at the pearls, passing on many special treasures. She delved deeper into the bag, and soon the pearls were replaced with pebbles. Sadly, she went home empty-handed. Folks, replace pearls with time, because we cannot go back even 2 seconds. We live in the eternal moment of now. So when now are you going to take advantage of my offer to you, a subscription to my daily investment newsletter service, Mastering Probability, where you can experience the most incredible pearls for trading and investing, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator and Strategy. The offer? It gets better. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't go home empty-handed. Mastering Probability. Available on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour, sponsored by Nadex. Up next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Taking on the leadership role here in the markets right now, percentage-wise, is the New York Stock Exchange Composite, NYSE. It is up 0.5%. We've got net advancing issues, 1472 right now. The key number to be paying attention to, 1313. Anything above 1313, and that is going to confirm a bullish breakout. That's one level that you're going to be paying to. So write that number down on your pad of paper. Second area you want to be paying attention to is the ES Mini. That is the number you're looking for there is 1875. So it closed today above 1875, and that would be confirming a breakout. So if you get the NYSE to do it, if you get the ES Mini to do that as well, and then the last figure that you really need to be focused on and paying attention to is the VIX index. Right now, it's traveling below the 50-day exponential moving average. It's off of the session lows. It's trading at 1420. The key number to be paying attention to, right around the 1484 mark out here. That doesn't mean, look, if it closes at 1483, to get your skirt in a tizzy out there. But a close below the 50-day exponential moving average would be a bullish thing. So those would be the three key. Well, there would be a fourth key area as well, and that would be the Euro-Japanese yen currency pair. Now, in this case here, with regard to the Euro-Japanese yen, look, a real breakout, quite frankly, is where it closes above 141.90 out there. You're trading at 141.26. Let me tell you, if it even gets up to 141.90, you probably see another 75 points or so inside of the Dow. Dow's up 80 right now, so that'll at least. It's hard to equate the numbers out there, but those are really the four elements of the market to be paying attention to. The weakness out here right now is the NDX 100. NASDAQ 100 is actually down. It is slightly red. It's off $1, so a sideways move out here. Inside of the Qs, the QQQ, I don't have the, there's another, I didn't have time to fire it up to tell you what's putting energy into the NDX 100, what's taken away from it right now. But the resistance level inside of the Qs, let me switch over to the Qs here for a moment. Let's go see what the Qs are doing. The Qs here what they need to do in order to really see some bullishness, you'd like to see the Qs, at least close inside today, at least close inside that March 7th swing point out here. The low is where it's trading at right now. It's $90.07. You're trading at $90.01 as we speak right now. Now, yesterday we saw it close inside there. 31 million shares is that swing point for March the 7th. Yesterday the close was with 31 million shares, so kind of a draw out there. So the Qs are acting weak with regard to, you got Apple is just sideways out here. Google is, up $4. Really kind of a sideways move. So those are the things that I would be focused on and paying attention to. If we take a look at the Dow here real quickly, of course, the Dow has been one of the weak indexes out here. It's up 77 points. Let's go see what kind of retracement it is done, where it's trading into. So it's done the 0.786 retracement. It's tagging and touching the swing point from March the 7th out there. So a close inside the number of 16,398.86. You're trading right now at 16,409. Would say that it wants to at least go test the high there at 16,505. But let's face it, if it can get to 16,505, why wouldn't it want to go test the highs from December 31st out there, 2013? So that's what I would be focused on during today's trading session. It has been a wonderful week. I appreciate you joining me each and every morning out there. I want you to have a fantastic weekend. I want you to stay tuned for the Nadex Bull Bear binary option with our man Tom O'Brien and Daryl Martin. And, of course, great programming all day. Following that show, we've got Basil Chapman, Nico and Paige. We've got Daryl Martin, David White, and then the Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6. Have a fantastic weekend, folks. I look forward to seeing you bright and early Monday morning. Take care now.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You're watching Tiger TV.